Hello and welcome to Warhammer Joey with me, Joey, and this is episode 11 and it's my battle report / tutorial for complete beginners. So on Thursday I was in Games Workshop doing a doubles battle with my old nemesis, the Tomb King guy, and it was against the two employees, Dark Elves and Skaven. So firstly, if you're a beginner, no 3,000 points, no doubles, no. It's, for me, the battle was great and it did help me learn a lot about Dark Elves and Skaven. However, I need much shorter battles to even absorb the information and to learn where I can use my army the best. So I would stick to smaller battles, write as much down as you can, and just go slowly. You don't have to rush things. And the benefits of being in the store were that I had two very helpful, knowledgeable staff members who were patient with me and were guiding me through it, but equally they have stuff to do. It's still a shop. So what we began with was this here, this lovely picture of all of the units on the table, and I was first struck by the Hydra, which tore apart all of my dryads. No, that was bad. And the Abomination, which was nasty. So these things scared me to death as soon as I walked in. And we started obviously with the movement and the magic, and we rolled pretty well and went first, and we cast Throne of Vines, which is an augment or a buff for my spell singer, who was a spell weaver this time, level 4. Yes. So I'll post the links down below of all of our army lists, all 4 of us, and you can have a look at that and read through it. So after we did Throne of Vines, we then did the shooting. We took out 3 rats, and I took out absolutely nothing with my Glade Guard, both of them. The unluckiest rolling ever. So no combat, that was us done. So at the end of this first turn, I realise, and it's an important lesson, that deployment is everything, because even down to the woods where I placed them, I blocked off the Tomb Kings behind me who could have done a lot more, but I thought I would be really smart and put my woods in the middle, and it didn't help. So deployment, don't rush it. You've got in a 3,000 point army, you've got to think about the other person too, what they can and can't do. And while the woods are helpful to me, they're not helpful at all to the Tomb Kings. So that was what I learnt from that. So against the Tomb Guard, Withering was cast, and that does damage over time, I think, as well. And it was dispelled because my spell weaver is level 4, more dispel dice. So dispelled it, didn't do anything. But the Grey Seer that they had had 4 warp tokens, tried to eat one, and got gut rot. Didn't cast the dreaded 13th, which was lucky. And he's now got 2 wounds left because it did him damage. So with their shooting, they took 17 shots, and it was the luckiest rolling ever. So yeah, that was them, and they had bolt throwers as well, which at first didn't really bother me too much because I was more concerned with the Hydra, but actually did quite a lot of damage. And crossbowmen at my dryads. No. No. But no shots. Huzzah! So I lost 5 Glade Guard though, but those guys, and it's always the ones with the hoods that they have, they always pass the leadership test, no worries, I don't care about their mates. And then it's our turn. So from them attacking me, they've set themselves up quite nicely. Their deployment's very nice, and they know what they're doing, obviously a lot better than me or the Tomb guy. So So we're still a bit sketchy on the rules, but of course they are, you know, the Dark Elves and the Skaven, they were trying to help us set things out properly, but not giving too much away because they are battling against us. So we're on our turn, and there's not a lot of movement to be done, but I cast a 6 on Dwellers, yes, and it gets dispelled. Boo. So this is where we could have done some damage, but didn't. We had the Casket of Souls, which kind of works like a chain of lightning effect, jumps from one to the other, and it can be really nasty if it works. But we tried to, if it gets shot down, it can explode a bit like a Apophis, and is dangerous to me and to him. So we tried to tactfully get it out of the way, but by doing so, didn't have enough range on the Abomination which we wanted it to get to, and it couldn't go anywhere else because our units were in the way. So not only that, but it failed. So we could have done it it was just really badly placed, which was a massive shame. But there was one Dark Elf lost, and yeah, really not so great. But this is where Apophis jumps into action. Apophis kills 8 with his nasty breath attack, and he got me badly with the battle that I had last time. He really annihilated most of my unit. So this time he's pretty much, there's one unit here, one here, and he's kind of in the middle behind slightly. So he takes out a large portion of that unit, and we're hoping, because he's in the middle of 2, if he gets shot at, he will explode and take quite a few with him, as he did to me. So, you know, that's our plan. And he's doing quite well here, and the Tomb Kings kind of, you know, does a lot more damage than I managed to pull off, because I get killed quite quickly, as you can see. So we're on turn 2 with the Dark Elves and the Skaven against us, and this is where it all goes horribly wrong, because at first I was feeling a bit confident that I got some spells off. I was trying to move my Treekin a bit forward. No, this is where it happens. Charging into my Glade Riders with the Storm Vermin. So my Glade Riders are right at the other end, to the left of me, and they're coming in forward here. I don't flee though, I'm standing there. The Hydra charges into my Dryads, and they've got 12 power dice. The gits, quote. There's 3 tokens eaten by the Greyseer, and it's just going terribly. The crack spell that they have that basically sucks up everything that's in line of... it kills 3 horse archers, and yeah, I think that's it. Morgan Treeman lives because I was concerned that they were going straight for him, but they don't, they go the other way. The Hydra, Breath of Fire on my Dryad, kills them all. All of them. I hate Hydra, is what I've written. So the Glade Guard are gone. Oh, by the crack as well. Some of the Glade Guard get hit by that one. 2 Treekin gone. 7 wounds suffered. 2 standing strong still. And the Abomination charges into my other Glade Guard, which has the Spell Singer in it, or the Spell Wheeler this time, should I say. And he basically starts to feed on them, because he's disgusting. And she dies. I fail the test, the fear test, and run away. Not going well. So the trusty guys that I have left are standing strong, but I'm pretty much out of it now. There's nothing that I can come back from, because I have, yes, I've got 2 Treekin, they're gonna be taken out. I've got my Tree Man who's too far back and will suffer far too many wounds for me to get anywhere to begin with. So this is where I realised that deployment is important, because he's got 6 wounds, so he can suffer a couple of hits from archers if they pull it off. Because I've got Scaly Skin and a ward save, I believe. So he's doing well, and he can suffer a bit of damage, but I'm too hesitant to push him in the action. So that's my fault, really. The Tomb Guards at this point are the last standing left to fight for us. and he's got, as he did in the last battle, a big Death Star heavy duty unit, and he's got the Hierophant and the Lich in there. And at this point he's being hit by the Dark Elves and he's hitting back. They're hitting first, and you know, we're doing okay because he has the ability to keep regenerating. But in all honesty, we both knew it. It was prolonging the inevitable. We have lost. It's also been, it's 5 PM at this point. We got there at noon, so we have to call it. And yeah, we've got to call it a day. They've got stuff to do too. So it was a very educational battle in the sense that I realised how much I don't know about everyone else. And, you know, I am starting to pick up a lot more about my Wood Elves, and being in Games Workshop, you know, they are explaining everything to me as we go along, but there's so much information with a 3,000 point army and a battle, especially a doubles, where it's just, there's not enough time in the day to even begin to absorb it all, because not only have you got the armies, you have the laws, the magic, and what they do. And I brought my cards with me, and yes, it was helpful to a certain extent, but God, they could have cheated blindly. Not that they did, they could have done, I wouldn't have known any different. So with a smaller battle, it's a lot easier to break it down, so you can spend at least 3 hours battling and begin to learn something properly. So to the staff there, you were honestly great, and I did have a good time, but I need to start on a much smaller scale to really assess what's going on. So that's my video for today. I have another battle report to do that I did later on Thursday in a games club, which was completely different, and it was a lot easier to digest the information and a really good place to be. But I'll speak about that next week. Should be maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. And yeah, it was a lot of information. I'm sorry if I can't get all of that information across. I barely took it in myself. But my hero of the week is Dave, who sent me a really good detailed painting tutorial and spent a lot of time on it, and I really loved the model that he did. So thank you, Dave, you were excellent. And yeah, to the guys at Games Workshop, thank you so much, especially for the offer. They said that they would open or let me in slightly earlier so we could have a battle again, and I accept that. And I did some reading last week about the dwarves, so yeah, I think we should play against dwarves. Think about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too long. Probably is, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and like if you like this, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.